This week alone on the farm, we've had over 40,000 plants arrive. And it seems crazy, like keeping track of everything, where all they're gonna get planted, what size, what combo, it's a lot. But it's also really exciting, which is why I wanted to kind of this week take you along the process on how we manage all of these different plants and how we did put it all together. So to me, it all starts with a nice little PowerPoint spreadsheet that I put together. And this week I want to show you, I have some planters that I've been working on. They're brand new. Both of these feature brand new plants from Proven Winners. And it's always a challenge a little bit. I trialed all of these plants last year, so I have a pretty good idea on how they grow. But putting them together with new plants, sometimes things don't always go as planned, but it's always really exciting. So I'm gonna take you along for the ride. For the first one, we're gonna pull everything and then I'll talk about how we put it together and everything. So for the first plant, we need one tray of Begonia Surefire Cascade. It is a brand new trailing begonia from Proven Winners. They're already starting to bloom. Next up on our list, we're gonna grab two. We need Coleus Chocolate Drop, one of my favorite trailing Coleuses, and also Sun Patient Compact Purple. Compact Purple, Chocolate Drop. It's kind of hard to tell the difference between Strawberry Drop and Chocolate Drop when they're really small like this, so I always depend on the little tags at the end. We need Lemon Licorice. Let me show you what that looks like. Can already kind of see a little bit of that lemon color to it. Last but not least, some little Dracaenas to go in the center. I'll show you how we're gonna do this. Okay, I've got everything assembled that I need for this combo. And on all of my sheets, I dictate how I want them planted in the pot, because the way you put this together can kind of mess things up a little bit. The green spikes or Dracaena is gonna go in the center. This new trailing begonia from Proven Winners, we're gonna use two of them. In my trials, I found it to be pretty moundy. When it says trailing, like it kind of just mounds over to the side. It's not gonna go straight across and down. So when I'm picking the other things to go with it, I wanted stuff that will complement that. I think it's sometimes kind of strange if you have something that goes across and down and then something straight up in the center. I really want the whole pot to work together so that everything will fill in. So we have our moundy begonia. This licorice plant, this is lemon licorice. So there's a silver one you'll see a lot. I generally don't use that plant very much. It grows so wild, so crazy, that I'm constantly pitching it back. Some people feel like that's okay. It kind of has that wild look to it that bothers me. I don't like it. It's still pretty aggressive. So we're only gonna put one of these in each of the plants. And then we're going to, same thing with this Coleus. Chocolate Drop and Strawberry Drop Coleuses are pretty vigorous, especially as the summer goes along. One plant will go a long way. And last but not least, I'm gonna work on, this is technically a shade combo, even though we're using Sun Patients. Sun Patients will still take the shade, but I like the fact that they'll take that part sun, part shade, which I think everything in here will do. We're gonna need two of these. So we'll start by putting this together. This Dracaena pot is gonna go right in the center. I'm gonna put one Coleus right next to her. We'll put the lemon licorice. And sometimes when they're nice and tall like this, I'll give them a little pinch on the top. That'll help all these side branches come. And then we'll alternate out our Sun Patient and our brand new trailing begonia. Believe it or not, it doesn't look like a whole lot now, but come a couple months from now, I just can't wait to see this beautiful pot with begonias and Sun Patients and some textures with the Coleus and the licorice all coming together. Combo pot number 2. We're gonna start with a brand new petunia this year called Cool Jazz. We literally have tens of thousands of petunias, and they almost all look exactly the same. So we gotta go through here, we try and sort them by, this is Jazzberry, but I want Cool Jazz. Sort them so that all the colors are together, but it takes a little while. Aha, Cool Jazz. We're gonna grab a Calibracoa called Blue Moon and a white Gara. Blue Moon. One little blossom starting to come up. Found our white Gara. Okay, Super Bean of Sparkling Amethyst is next, and one of my favorite cute little flowers. Sparkling Amethyst. Last but not least, check it out. This is Gomphrena. Beautiful little ball-like flowers already popping their little heads off. For this combo, I really wanted to feature the new petunia from Proven Winners this year called Cool Jazz. So when I'm putting together combos and colors, like, I don't like it when there's too many different colors going on. I like to pick 1 or 2 colors, kind of stay in that zone on the color wheel, and work in different textures and everything to go with it. So in this different planter, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different plants, 5 different flower types, 5 different textures, all staying in that kind of blue, purplish white. So in the center, we're actually going to use a perennial. This is Gara. Should come back each year. You should be able to leave this in the pot. Sometimes these guys take a little bit to pop out of their little cells. See, there's tons of roots down in there. They're just getting started. I know it doesn't look like much, but this Gara is going to shoot out these white flower kind of sparklers out through the center, give it a really nice airy texture to the center of it. So we're going to put 1 of those in the center. I am going to use 1 of this Gomphrena. There are different types of Gompphrenas, beautiful little purple flowers on it. I love the contrast with like big petunia blooms, big verbena blooms, and you have this little ball of purple in there. One of the things I'm kind of looking for is to see, I want to make sure this guy keeps up. I'm using it as kind of a filler in the center. It's much more upright. It's not going to spill out the side, but I'm hoping that the petunia doesn't overgrow it. So we'll keep an eye on it as we go. Super Beanas typically are very aggressive. You typically don't have to put very many of them in a combo to get the look and feel you want. They're really going to kind of stretch out and kind of bloom sporadically. I like to have a nice flower coverage, but I'm going to get that from the petunias in this. The verbena is just going to kind of give me a little more texture, a little different size of blossom to go with it. 1 is going to be enough. We'll put those in the center. Now, the petunia, the star of the show, the reason why I put this combo together, these grow pretty quickly. These are in the Vista series from Proven Winners. They grow pretty quick. A lot of times that flower size is a little bit smaller, but I like, this is, I like it when the blossom size is a little smaller. I feel like you get better flower coverage so that when a blossom dies, it doesn't leave like a big hole. It's just replaced by another one so quickly. So we want 2 of these in here. We're going to put them on either side of the pot. And last but not least, see if I pull out the one here that's got our little blossom. Haha, such a little cutie. And we're going to need 1 more. We're going to put Super Bells are vigorous, but just not. Scoot that over a little bit just so everybody has enough room to do their thing. Super Bells are vigorous, but they're not super vigorous. This combo is going to need 2 of them in there. I think it's going to keep up with the Vista Cool Jazz. Vista Bubblegum on this would take this over in a heartbeat. But again, I'm kind of sticking with purples, blues, whites, and varying up the texture of the foliage, the flower type, to end up with a combo, hopefully, that's going to I just like it when everything plays well together, right? I don't want anything taking it over. I want everything to play nice. So you really have to watch and play with it a little bit in order to make sure, like putting 2 super beanas in here would be too much for beana. So when you go into a garden center and you're trying to pick it out and trying to put things together, I always like to look at the hanging baskets in there and seeing how they grow. I ask them how many, take a look, how many different plants of each one did you put in? When I'm talking about a 12-inch planter or a hanging basket, if they're really vigorous, you can get away with 4 plants. But I like to put 5. And if I'm really looking to get a variety, I'd put up to 6 different plants in there, which is what we have. 2, 4, 6. We actually have 7 altogether in this one. So it's going to give me a lot of texture. You don't have to put that many in there. You probably could get away with 1 petunia. But to me, if I would have had 1 petunia in there, I would have ended with petunias just on one side. And like you have the verbena over here, you have petunia over here. I really like it when I get that nice round ball of everything. So you're going to have to follow along because we'll keep you updated as these combos come. We'll have more combos putting together to give you some ideas on which plants are going to go well for you. And we're so excited because spring is right around the corner.